Hello students, today we will talk about carbohydrates, specifically to the classification and structure of carbohydrates. Carbohydrate means the hydrates of carbon. Simple carbohydrates which are soluble in water and sweet in taste are called as sugars. They are also called as saccharides and are the most abundant biomolecules on earth. Carbohydrates are synthesized by plants in the process of photosynthesis from carbon dioxide and water. Non-photosynthetic organisms like animals derive their energy from the oxidation of carbohydrates. Besides being the central compounds in energy metabolism of all organisms, they also serve as structural and protective elements in the cell walls of bacteria and plants and in the connective tissues of animals. Other carbohydrates lubricate skeletal joints and participate in recognition and adhesion between cells. More complex carbohydrate polymers covalently attach to proteins or lipids to form glycoconjugates. These glycoconjugates participate in signaling. Now, definition of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are polyhydroxylated compounds having at least 3 carbon atoms and a potentially active carbonyl group which may be an aldose or a ketose group. Carbohydrates are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Most of the carbohydrates have the empirical formula CH2O whole N. Some carbohydrates also contain nitrogen, phosphorus or sulfur in addition. Few examples of carbohydrates are glyceraldehyde, erythrose, ribose, glucose, etc. Now, how carbohydrates are classified? Carbohydrates have been classified on the basis of number of saccharides, that is sugar units, and they are generally classified as monosaccharides, oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. Monosaccharides are the simple sugars because they are consisted of a single polyhydroxyaldehyde, aldoses or ketone units, that is ketoses. These carbohydrates cannot be hydrolyzed into simpler compounds. They are divided into different categories on the basis of functional group and number of carbon atoms. Aldoses are those monosaccharides having functional group aldehyde, that is CHO group, and so they are known as aldoses. Example of aldoses are glucose, dihydroxyacetone, etc. Ketoses are the other monosaccharides when the functional group is keto, that is CO group, and that is why they are also called as ketoses. Example, fructose. The aldehyde and ketone moieties of the carbohydrates with 5 and 6 carbons in aqueous solutions spontaneously react with alcohol groups present in neighboring carbons to produce intramolecular hemiacetals or hemiketals respectively. This results in the formation of 5 or 6 membered rings. As the 5-member ring structure resembles the organic molecule furan, these derivatives with this structure are termed as furanoses, and those with 6-membered rings resemble to the organic molecule pyran, and therefore they are termed as pyranoses. Such structures can be depicted either by Fischer or Haworth style diagrams. The numbering of the carbons in carbohydrates proceeds from the carbonyl carbon for aldoses or the carbon nearest the carbonyl for ketoses. The rings can open and reclose, allowing rotation to occur about the carbon bearing the reactive carbonyl, yielding 2 distinct configurations alpha and beta of the hemiacetals and hemiketals. The carbon about in which this rotation occurs is the anomeric carbon, and the two forms are termed as anomers. Carbohydrates can change spontaneously between the alpha and beta configurations. This process is known as mutarotation. When drawn in the Fischer projection, alpha configuration places the hydroxyl attached to the anomeric carbon to the right towards the ring. When drawn in the Haworth projection, alpha configuration places the hydroxyl downward. The spatial relationships of the atoms of furanose and pyranose ring structures are more correctly described by the two conformations, that is the chair form and the boat form. The chair form is the more stable of these two forms. Chair form are the constituents of the ring that project above or below the plane of the ring and are axial, and those that project parallel to the plane are equatorial. In the chair conformation, the orientation of the hydroxyl group about the anomeric carbon of alpha D glucose is axial and equatorial in beta D glucose. Now, monosaccharides have asymmetric centers in their structures. All the monosaccharides except dihydroxyacetone contain one or more asymmetric, that is chiral carbon atoms, and thus occur in optically active isomeric forms. Examples: glyceraldehyde contains one chiral center and therefore has two distinct optical isomers or n-enantiomers D and L forms. In general, a molecule with n chiral centers can have 2 to the power n stereoisomers. Most of the hexoses of living organisms are D isomers. Now, two sugars that differ only in the configuration around one carbon atom are called as epimers. Example of epimers: D-glucose and D-mannose, which differ in stereochemistry at C2, D-glucose and D-galactose, which differ at C4. One of the important properties is tautomerization, which is also called as enolization. Sugars possessing anomeric carbon atom undergo tautomerization in alkaline solution. In this process, hydrogen atom is shifted from one carbon atom to another to produce enediols. Second property of monosaccharides is their reducing properties. Due to free aldehyde or keto group of anomeric carbon, sugars can reduce cupric ions of copper sulfate to cuprous ions. Thus, glucose and other sugars capable of reducing ferric or cupric ions are called reducing sugars. This property is the basis of qualitative tests which are used for the detection of carbohydrates, such as Fehling test, Benedict's reaction, etc. Dehydration is another property of monosaccharides. When treated with concentrated sulfuric acid, monosaccharides undergo dehydration with the elimination of 3 water molecules. Thus, hexoses give hydroxymethyl furfural while pentoses give furfural on dehydration. These can condense with phenolic compounds like alpha naphthol to form colored products. And this is the chemical basis of the group test which is applied for carbohydrates, that is Molish test. Osazone formation is also associated with carbohydrates. Phenylhydrazine in acetic acid, when boiled with reducing sugars, forms osazones. Now, about derivatives of monosaccharides. There are few derivatives of monosaccharides such as amino sugars, which are formed by the replacement of hydroxyl group by amino group. Example: glucosamine, galactosamine, etc. Sometimes amino groups are also acetylated, for example N-acetyl D-glucosamine. Another derivative of monosaccharides is sugar alcohols. aldehydic group of the sugar is changed to primary alcoholic group. Sorbitol and mannitol are respectively formed from glucose and mannose. Sugar acids are another derivatives of monosaccharides. They are formed by the oxidation of terminal aldehydic group or the primary alcoholic group of sugars to produce carboxyl group. Example: gluconic acid, galacturonic acid, etc. Glycosides are also the derivatives of monosaccharides, which are the compounds formed by condensation reaction between a sugar, for example glucose, and hydroxyl group of another substance which may be a sugar, a sterol, methanol, etc. Streptomycin is a glycoside. Among the oligosaccharides, disaccharides are the most common. As the name indicates, disaccharides consist of two monosaccharides joined covalently by O-glycosidic bond. The bond is formed between the hydroxyl group of one sugar with anomeric carbon of the other. Glycosidic bonds can be readily hydrolyzed by acid but resistant towards cleavage by a base. On acid hydrolysis, they yield free monosaccharide components. A disaccharide with a free anomeric carbon is called reducing sugar, for example maltose. All disaccharides are water soluble and sweet in taste, so they are known as sugars. Maltose is composed of two alpha D glucose units which are held together by alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. It is commonly called as malt sugar and is intermediate compound in starch digestion. Cellobiose is another disaccharide similar to maltose, except that it has beta 1,4 linkage and is formed during hydrolysis of cellulose. Lactose, which is another disaccharide, is composed of beta D galactose and beta D glucose held together by beta 1,4 glycosidic bond. It is commonly called as milk sugar and hydrolyzed by the intestinal enzyme lactase to glucose and galactose. Sucrose is made up of alpha D glucose and beta D fructose, which are held together by alpha 1 beta 2 glycosidic linkage. This glycosidic linkage is formed between C1 of alpha D glucose and C2 of beta D fructose. The reducing groups of glucose and fructose are involved in glycosidic bond, hence sucrose is a non-reducing sugar. It is commonly called as cane sugar or table sugar or commercial sugar. It is the major carbohydrate produced in photosynthesis and is transported to the storage organs of plants such as roots, tubers, seeds, etc. The intestinal enzyme sucrase, which is also called as invertase, hydrolyzes it into glucose and fructose, which are then absorbed. Sucrose is dextrorotatory, but on hydrolysis it becomes levorotatory. Therefore, it is also known as invert sugar. Trisaccharides is another class of carbohydrates. They have three monosaccharides joined together by glycosidic bonds. Example, raffinose, which is consisted of galactose, glucose and fructose moieties. Polysaccharides are also called as glycans and suffix n is added in their names. They are composed of large number of monosaccharide units which are linked together by glycosidic bonds. All polysaccharides are non-reducing and insoluble in water and do not taste sweet. They have two important functions as structural elements and also as energy storing molecules. On structural basis, polysaccharides are of two types, homopolysaccharides and heteropolysaccharides. Homopolysaccharides yield a single type of monosaccharide on hydrolysis. They are named on the basis of nature of monosaccharide unit. For example, glucans are the polymers of glucose, fructosans are the polymers of fructose. Heteropolysaccharides, another type of polysaccharides, yield a mixture of monosaccharides on hydrolysis. Biologically important homopolysaccharides are number 1, starch, which is the main reserved food in plants. Starch is a polymer of alpha D glucose units which are held together by glycosidic bonds. Starch consists of two types of chains. One is amylose, which is approximately 15 to 20% glucose units which are arranged in an unbranched chain structure. These unbranched chain structures have alpha 1,4 linkage. It is water soluble and gives blue color with iodine. Another constituent of starch is amylopectin, which is approximately 80 to 85%. Glucose units are arranged in a branched chain molecule where at the branching point glucose units are linked by alpha 1,6 linkage and by a alpha 1,4 linkage in a linear chain. It is water insoluble. It gives red color with iodine. Starches are hydrolyzed by enzymes, amylases, which are present in human saliva to liberate dextrins and finally maltose and glucose units. Dextrins, they are intermediate substance in the digestion of glycogen and starch. By hydrolysis of dextrin, glucose and maltose are formed. It also occurs as a stored food in yeast and bacteria. Glycogen is another biologically important homopolysaccharide and storage form of carbohydrate in animals, therefore also called as animal starch. Storage site of glycogen is liver and muscles. Its structure is similar to that of amylopectin with more number of branches. Thus, it is highly branched polymer of alpha D glucose with alpha 1,4 linkage in the linear chain and alpha 1,6 linkage at branching point. Glycogen gives red color with iodine. Inulin is another homopolysaccharide. It is a linear polymer of fructose units which are linked together by beta 1,2 linkage. Inulin is found in roots of dahlia and artichoke. It is water soluble and smallest storage polysaccharide. Cellulose is another important homopolysaccharide which is found in plants. It is a linear polymer of alpha D glucose units and the number of glucose units can vary from 6,000 to 10,000 which are joined by beta 1,4 linkage. Partial digestion of cellulose yields cellobiose units which is a disaccharide. Cellulose occurs exclusively in plants and is the main component of plant cell wall. It is totally absent in animal body. In wood, cellulose is 50% and in cotton it is 90%. It is the most abundant organic molecule on earth. Cellulose, though not digested, has great importance in human nutrition. In human nutrition, it is a major constituent of fiber. Grass eating animals, cattle, digest cellulose by the action of the enzyme cellulase secreted by the bacteria present in the rumen. Chitin is another polysaccharide which is a linear polymer of N-acetyl D-glucosamine with beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage. It is an important component of exoskeleton of arthropods and cell walls of fungi. Heteropolysaccharides. Among the heteropolysaccharides, important are mucopolysaccharides. They are the heteroglycans made up of repeating units of sugar derivatives, namely amino sugars and uronic acids. These are more commonly called as glycosaminoglycans. Acetyl, sulfate and carboxyl groups are generally present in their structure, which contributes to their acidity, making them acid mucopolysaccharides. Some of the mucopolysaccharides are found in combination with proteins to form mucoproteins or mucoids or proteoglycans. They are essential components of tissue structures found in extracellular spaces. The important mucopolysaccharides are hyaluronic acid, which is found in vitreous humor of eyes, umbilical cord, synovial fluid of joints and connective tissues in the form of lubricating agent and shock absorbent. It is made up of D-glucuronic acid and N-acetyl D-glucosamine arranged in alternate orders. These two molecules form disaccharide units held together by beta-1,3 glycosidic bond. The enzyme hyaluronidase hydrolyzes hyaluronic acid present in high concentration in testes, seminal fluid and in certain snake and insect venoms. Chondroitin sulfate is another example of heteropolysaccharide. It is a major constituent of cartilages, tendons and bones. It is consisted of repeating disaccharide units of D-glucuronic acid and N-acetyl D-galactosamine 4 sulfate. Heparin, another heteropolysaccharide, is anticoagulant of blood and made up of repeating disaccharide unit of D-glucosamine and uronic acid linked by alpha 1,4 interglycosidic bond. The uronic acid residue could be either D-glucuronic acid or L-iduronic acid. Few hydroxyl groups on each of these monosaccharide residues may be sulfated, giving rise to a polymer which is highly negatively charged. Another heteropolysaccharide is dermatan sulfate. It mostly occurs in the skin. It is structurally related to chondroitin sulfate with the difference in an inversion in configuration around C5 of D-glucuronic acid to form L-iduronic acid. Another example of heteropolysaccharide is keratin sulfate, which is a heterogeneous glycosaminoglycan with a variable sulfate content and small amount of mannose, fructose, sialic acid, etc. Pectins are methylated galacturonic acid and galactose plus arabinose. It is found in cell wall where it binds cellulose fibrils in bundles. Salts of pectin, that is calcium and magnesium pectates, form middle lamella in plants. It is also called as plant cement. Peptidoglycan is present in the cell wall of bacteria. It is composed of N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl muramic acid along with peptide chains of 4 to 5 amino acids. Agar-agar can be obtained from some red algae, Gracilaria, Gelidium, Chondrus, etc. It is composed of D-galactose and L-galactose unit, and after every 10th unit a sulfate group is present. These are used for preparing culture media. Now about glycoconjugates, which have also been included in the category of carbohydrates. In addition to their important roles as stored fuels like starch and glycogen, and as structural materials like cellulose, chitin, etc. Polysaccharides and oligosaccharides are information carriers where they are involved in cell-cell recognition and adhesion, cell migration, blood clotting, wound healing, etc. Glycoconjugates are also called as informational carbohydrates. They are covalently joined to a protein or lipid to form glycoconjugates. Examples of glycoconjugates are proteoglycans, glycoproteins and glycolipids. In proteoglycans, core protein is attached covalently to one or more large glycans such as heparan sulfate, chondroitin sulfate, keratin sulfate, etc. They are bound to the plasma membrane by a peptide or lipid and provide points of adhesion, recognition, etc. Glycoproteins, which are the other glycoconjugates, contain covalently linked oligosaccharides that are smaller but structurally more complex. Glycolipids and lipopolysaccharides are components of the plasma membrane with covalently attached oligosaccharide chains exposed on the cell's outer surface. So, in the end of this lecture, we can summarize that carbohydrates are commonly called as sugars, particularly those which are soluble in water and sweet in taste. Chemical nature of carbohydrates is polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones or compounds which produce them on hydrolysis. They are mainly involved in energy generation, in cell structure and protection. Carbohydrates are broadly classified into three groups: monosaccharides, oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. The monosaccharides are further divided into aldoses or ketoses. D-glucose is the most predominant naturally occurring monosaccharide. Among the oligosaccharides, disaccharides are the most common, such as lactose, maltose, sucrose, etc. Polysaccharides are the polymers of monosaccharides held together by glycosidic bonds. Homoglycans are composed of a single monosaccharide unit. Example: starch, glycogen, etc. They are the carbohydrate reserves of plants and animals respectively. Heteroglycans are mixture of monosaccharide units. Examples: mucopolysaccharides such as hyaluronic acid, heparin, chondroitin sulfate, etc. Glycoproteins, glycolipids and proteoglycans are important informational carbohydrates involved in cell-cell adhesion, interaction, recognition, blood clotting, etc.